Chase and I had been planning a romantic weekend getaway for weeks, and we were both excited to spend some time alone. We were going to the island of Santorini in Greece. This picturesque island is famous for its stunning whitewashed buildings with blue domes, surrounded by the sparkling blue waters of the Aegean Sea. The brochure the travel agent sent showed lovely pictures of several secluded beaches where couples can enjoy some alone time, such as Red Beach, which has dramatic red cliffs, and Parissa Beach, which is known for its black sand. We could also enjoy a boat tour around the island to explore hidden coves and enjoy breathtaking views of the island's caldera. I particularly looked forward to our getaway to Santorini because it was also renowned for its delicious food and wine. Chase and I could enjoy romantic dinners at some of the island's many restaurants, with panoramic views of the sea and sunset. The brochure said that the island's local wine was also a must-try, with vineyards scattered throughout the island. I looked forward to enjoying our evenings, relaxing, and sipping different flavors of wine. Chase and I admired the pictures and planned to visit Santorini's many cultural and historical attractions, such as the ancient ruins of Akrotiri, and enjoy the stunning sunset of the famous town of Oia. Everything about Santorini seemed like the perfect blend of natural beauty, romantic atmosphere, and cultural attractions, making it an ideal holiday spot for Chase and I's romantic getaway. However, as the weekend approached, I started to feel anxious about leaving the children all alone with a babysitter for the first time. Worst of all, they had never been with this sitter before, and I didn't know if they'd like her or not. Mrs. H had traveled to her home country to visit her ailing mother. "I don't think we should go," I said to Chase one evening. "What if something happens while we're gone? What if the babysitter doesn't take good care of them?" Chase looked at me with a furrowed brow. "Baby, we've hired a babysitter from the best agency in Nashville. Before we chose her, we looked at her references. Besides, we'll only be gone for a few days. The kids will be fine. Mikey has his phone and can call us if anything happens." "I know, but I just can't shake this feeling of worry. Maybe we should cancel our trip." "Honey, Maddie, babe, we've been looking forward to this for weeks. We need this time together. Can't you just try to relax and let's go enjoy ourselves?" But my anxiety only grew stronger, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something bad was going to happen. When we arrived at Santorini, I was on edge and couldn't seem to enjoy the beautiful view or luxurious amenities. Chase could sense my unease, and he tried to reassure me. "Maddie, I understand that you're worried, but we've done everything we can to make sure the kids are safe. We need to focus on us, on our relationship, and enjoy this time together." I tried, but I couldn't let go of my worries, and our weekend turned into a series of arguments and tense moments. We bickered over everything, from what to eat for dinner to which sights to see in Santorini. As the weekend wore on, our arguments became more frequent and more intense. We said things we didn't mean, and we hurt each other with our words. "I can't believe you're being so selfish," I yelled at Chase one evening. "All you care about is having a good time, and you don't care about how I'm feeling." Chase shook his head. "That's not fair, Madison. I'm trying to make the best of this situation, but you keep bringing us down with your unfounded worries and fears." Chase had picked up his phone. "Look. Do you see any calls from Mikey that anything is wrong?" He flung the phone on the seat and ran a hand through his hair. "God, Maddie. You're driving me crazy. We talk to the kids every day, and they keep saying they're okay." "I just can't help it," I said, tears streaming down my face. "I'm so scared that something bad is going to happen to our kids, and I can't stop thinking about it. I've never left them for this long alone before." Chase stared at me. Then his face softened, and he pulled me into a hug. "I know you're scared, Madison, but we can't let our fears control us. We must trust that everything will be okay. Besides, Mikey is sensible enough to call if anything goes wrong. Remember when he got stranded at the airport and called? He knows when to raise the alarm, honey." We spent the evening talking, and Chase listened patiently as I shared my worries and fears with him. He held my hand and reminded me that we were in this together and that he loved the children just as much as I did. Look. Chase went into the bedroom and came back with his iPad. He punched some buttons and our apartment popped up. There were several screens, and I could see all the rooms in the house except the bathrooms. Mikey and Leanna were in the dining room, and the babysitter placed some dishes in front of them. Mikey fed Leanna some food and then gave her water. I watched my children eat and then went to the living room to play with some building blocks. Mikey was so good at taking care of Leanna. He was very careful and attentive, just like Chase always was. The tears ran down my face uncontrollably because I was so relieved they were okay. Chase hugged me and handed me the device. You can check up on them anytime you want now. That night, I made love to Chase like I hadn't done in a long time. I was so happy and grateful for the way he thought of little things for our family. He must have had the cameras put in when I started getting worried about leaving them alone. The next morning, I was in a good mood and chatting to Chase about this and that. I wanted to make up for all the attractions we'd missed so far. I'm so glad you thought of putting in those cameras before we left. I had spent the last 30 minutes watching my children playing. I had also woken up every 2 hours during the night to check up on them. Before we left, those cameras have been in the apartment for months now. I froze. Months. And I didn't know anything about it. Why did you put them up in the first place? I thought he had placed them up so we could monitor the children while we were away. But apparently not. Chase looked at me and sighed. I put them up when I got the supervision court order. What? I couldn't believe this. I didn't know that Chase's distrust was to that extent. He had been spying on me the whole time. Chase, you didn't trust me. But you gave me the impression that you were doing all that out of legal advice. Did they also ask you to put cameras in the house? No, Maddie. I did that because I was worried about both of you and didn't want you to leave me. That is a load of hogwash, Chase. You put those cameras because you thought I might run away with Leanna. Tell the truth. I was afraid you may do that, Maddie, but I had faith in you that you wouldn't, and you didn't. Chase came close to hold me, and I stepped out of his reach. His face squeezed together, then changed, a resigned expression written all over his face. I didn't care. I couldn't be bothered about how Chase felt right now. I was still trying to wrap my head around the fact that my own fiancé, the father of my child, had placed cameras in our apartment to monitor what I did with my own child. Chase, I was foolish to trust you again. All you ever think about is how to take Leanna away from me. That's all you've wanted since the day I told you I was pregnant.